Okay, Storm Bert has claimed its first sporting casualty of the weekend. My club, Blackburn Rovers, were playing Portsmouth at Ewood Park. So I feel sorry for the Portsmouth fans who are mid-journey, who haven't made it into Blackburn or even to Lancashire at this point, who've now got to find the nearest service station or the nearest train station, get out, turn around and go back the way they have come, because the game ain't kicking off. Now, if you know your geography and you know where Ewood Park is, you've got the River Darwen flows near the stadium, you've got the Riverside Stand, which kind of give away where the river is and the amount of rain that's fallen in the northwest overnight is ridiculous. We've already seen the storm hit the Republic and Northern Ireland and parts of outlying islands of Scotland overnight. Power cuts, flooding, snow in some areas, rain in others, pretty heavy snow and heavy rain. There are weather warnings in place, including where I live in the southeast, just west of London. We've got a weather warning. At the moment, it's not too bad, although the wind's starting to pick up, and we are expected about a month's worth of rain in like 2 days, maybe 2 months worth of rain. Although we're going to get hit a lot harder later on. The northwest has borne the brunt of the storm, as has the west coast, the southwest, and Scotland and Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland. There's already been bad flooding. 60,000 homes are without power in the Republic of Ireland. So when they say, yeah, don't travel unless it's essential, football fans and Pompey fans especially will go, this is essential, this is life and death, this is our football club. And I've been to Fratton Park many times, home and away, and I've loved the atmosphere at Fratton Park. I love the stadium, love the fan base. I've never had problems in Portsmouth, even though their firm, the 637 firm, that's when the first train leaves Portsmouth. Well, historically back in British Railways, I don't know if it still does now, but that was the name of their firm back in the day. I actually know a couple of the old firm back in the day. One of them used to work on the doors in one of the pubs I used to work at, and I used to get on with him really, really well. Admittedly, that was about 16 years ago, but when I was a young lad. But yeah, Portsmouth fans are fanatical. Now, in saying that, when's this fixture going to be rearranged? Because we don't know how they're going to do in the FA Cup. It's going to have to be after the FA Cup third round. I would have no doubt on that. And then it's a question of when. Because it's not going to get rearranged before Christmas, not with the fixture congestion in the Christmas New Year period. It is just not feasible, considering we've had 3 international breaks before the end of November. The Nations League is actually hurting domestic leagues around Europe, and the English League does not have a winter break. It was meant to. They actually agreed to have a winter break, and then the Qatar World Cup came around, and they moved the Qatar World Cup from summer to winter, and so the winter break isn't a thing, which is just ridiculous. So the festive period's going to be a bit bonkers, so it can't be before the FA Cup third round, and depending on how both clubs do in the FA Cup, it's going to pose some headaches for the Football League and the FA to figure out, because if they are hypothetically drawn against each other, because you could have a Blackburn Portsmouth, FA Cup tie where Blackburn is the home team and Portsmouth is the away team, they can't play that as a cup and a league game and say it's equal value for both because of extra time, because they've scrapped FA Cup replays. So that completely buggers that one as an option, because football doesn't use common sense. It really doesn't. It doesn't put fan or player welfare first, because again, it's football. It's all about money. So when they refixture this, God knows, it's probably going to be a horrible midweek game that is going to impact fans. There are going to be fans who will want to have full refunds. I don't know how the refunds policy works at Portsmouth. I don't know how it works at Blackburn anymore, because I haven't seen either club play for over 15 years. It has been a long time since I've been to either a Portsmouth or a Blackburn game. And I do say that with love, because I'm a massive fan of Blackburn, have been all my life, and I've been to many, many Portsmouth games as well, because Portsmouth, from where I live, isn't actually that far. I can get to Fratton Park pretty easily from where I live. Blackburn is a little bit more difficult, so that's why I have the sympathy for the Portsmouth fans who have travelled predominantly from the south coast, but there are Portsmouth fans all over the country. Every club has fans all over the country. This is how religious the sport is, because people move. So I do feel sorry for those fans who are travelling from the south coast and the home counties. It's going to be interesting when it gets rescheduled, but as I say, the weather has taken its first victim of the weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if more matches in Scotland, England and Wales are called off because of the weather. Not just in football, but in a variety of sports. I wouldn't be surprised if horse racing gets impacted. I would not be surprised if rugby union gets impacted. Indoor sports like ice hockey, you could say there could be flooding in the area, which makes travel to and from the ice hockey arena difficult, but it's an indoor sport. But I have seen snow cancel ice hockey before. Yes, I actually have seen winter weather do that. So anything is possible, but this is the first major scalp of the weather of the weekend. The non-league is going to get battered, we know this, but the Football League and the Premier League, only one club to say we're postponing our match against another club. To me, that amazes me. But this also shows that the drainage systems at stadiums are a lot better than they were 20, 30 years ago. But it's more to do with the transport infrastructure as well. There's going to be a host of delays to trains. Roads are going to be treacherous. I wouldn't be surprised if more matches get postponed. Hopefully the communication between the officials and the clubs involved was good. But I do feel sorry for the Portsmouth fans that have already set out on their journey early hours this morning. Around 6:30, I think the first trains would have left Portsmouth. I think it is 6:37 the first train leaves Portsmouth and Southsea or Portsmouth Harbour. That is a long journey and it's a long day. And if trains are starting to get cancelled and delayed, they could get stuck anywhere between, let's say, Birmingham, Manchester and Blackburn. They could be anywhere in that section of the country in horrendous conditions in areas that are known for bad weather and flooding when we get winter storms. So there we go. Storm Bert claims its first sporting victim of the weekend. Blackburn Portsmouth postponed. So there we go. If you are travelling to the game, let us know what the communication is like. How did you find out about the postponement? If you were going to listen on the radio, or even if it was a televised game, how were you going to watch the game? Were you actually a season ticket holder? Are you from Blackburn? Are you from Portsmouth? Do you know people who are going to the game? Would love to hear from you. But from me for now, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on the situation and how the Football League, or the Championship in this case, and the clubs have communicated the postponement to the fans. I would love to know. But from me for now, it is goodbye, and I'll have some more content for you guys very, very soon.